Welcome to this week's FIFA 12 Ultimate Team Tubecast.
Tubecast. I came up with another word for it, by the way.
Oh, yes.
Vast.
A vast video podcast.
A vast. What do you think?
Welcome to this vast, yeah? And it will have some more German stuff later on. You'll know why. Because we're going to be talking about Team of the Week here.
Yes, of course. But before we do,
yes,
we've put some links in the video. Look, around the little players.
The animal? There's the links?
Yeah. Yeah, look, so if you
if
you click on any of these guys, obviously we go on a bit and we're a bit boring. So if you want to just skip to the bits where we're talking about these guys, you can with the clever little YouTube links there. So they're going to go away in a minute. So if you want to click on something, click away now.
Wow.
Anyway,
technology, eh?
Yeah, it's clever, isn't it? YouTube.
That is pretty insane. I'm blown away.
That was the sound of Christoph being blown away. It was not too impressive.
Weird. No. It's a bit messy now. There's bits of me everywhere.
Yeah, let's not get into that.
So let's get into Team of the Week then. First, actually, we wanted to mention FutWeb quickly.
Yes.
Maybe. While we have the attention of hundreds of thousands and millions of people. And FutWeb has the new release, new clients, actually. So that's a bit bigger than just bugs and stuff. That means they put new stuff out last Thursday.
Yeah.
And the stuff that they put out is the ability to check your club out and move stuff in and out. That's something you had to do on console before. Now, when you're at work, you're bored, you don't know what to do. You can actually go check your club on FutWeb.
Yeah, and manage it and stuff, and it's all quite cool, I think. Do you think it's cool?
It is amazing. And those guys actually had, just before we move on to Team of the Week, they actually, we did listen, they listened through us. So feedback, like initial feedback was there was some nice animations, item animations, but they were slowing down a bit when you were trying to move stuff,
Yeah.
in and out of your trade piles, and so they decided to speed that up again. So remove kind of the fancy shininess and just put it to a more usable level. But thank you to everyone here who contributed to sending feedback and on the forums, Twitter, everywhere. Because then we were able to address it pretty quick and get you to the experience that you guys really wanted to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the comments on this YouTube video itself, it's probably good as well, though I'm sure that we can direct the guys behind the Ultimate Team web app to have a look at this as well, if you've got something to say. But we've got something to say, haven't we?
We do. And starting with the goalkeeper.
Yes, goalkeeper, Team of the Week. Starting with number 1, it is Michael Vaughn.
Playing for the Swan team. Oh, Swansea. I thought it was a team full of swans, and I'm like, it seems like an imposter.
They would be ineffective on a football pitch.
Maybe.
Unless they were playing pond football.
Pond football. Swans are pretty mean, though. So if you get actually, like in terms of defense, I think that would be pretty efficient. It's like you lose a limb, but you just score a goal.
Yeah, they can break your arm.
Yep.
With their wings. Anyway, he was very, very good at the weekend and has been very, very good all season.
Especially at home, apparently, and he saved the penalty. So that will be why you're going to see him here with increased goalkeeper stats, obviously.
Yeah.
And whether you're a Swansea fan or Premier League fan, great goalkeeper to have. And he is Dutch. I actually didn't know. There you go.
There you go. He is. We should probably point out once more that you can ignore the number of owners number down there. It says 21. That's false.
That is completely
it's
false.
A quirk of the system. And obviously no one's owned it yet. 21's a nice number, though, isn't it?
Keep going.
Okay, right, fine. There's his attributes. Let's move on. Let's talk about this chap.
Talking about Holland. So, defender for AZ Alkmaar. Top team in Holland for the past few years. There's been kind of a change of the guard recently in Holland, right?
Yeah.
And so he's part of that. And they've had some trouble last week, but they recovered. And he's a big part of it, playing from defense. He is actually Finnish. That means we're done. Finish? Done.
Yeah, okay, we'll move on.
Hup.
We have Onyewu, I think is how you say his name properly.
So,
American legend.
Actually, a little story here. He played for my club, FC Metz, when he was much younger. And he wasn't too good at the time. After that, he moved to Belgium and finally moved to AC Milan. And now he plays for Sporting. And he did, let me see here, the notes that we have. He did score. And he had a great game for Sporting. So great to see him there. Great to see him in the national team. Top silver, in case you guys are wondering. 74 rated, meaning he's still considered a silver player, but he's one of the best players in that category, best defenders, you see an 85 in defending and 18 heading. Those are pretty sweet stats.
They are, but I'll tell you someone who's got some sweet stats. It's
That's
the man.
Yes, Puyol. You look at the hair. That deserves great stats.
That is what directly contributes to his fitness rating.
Absolutely.
Not many people know this, but he shares a direct genetic lineage with Samson.
Samson, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's where his staying power comes from.
Okay, so basically,
That's not true.
Real Madrid should have basically tried to shave his head, and then maybe they would have won the game. Because obviously, last weekend was the big game of the season for Spain, and for one of the biggest game that we have in the world of football. So Barca, Real Madrid, and for 89 minutes, Puyol dominated this subject and actually the whole defense. And basically there was no way going past them. I say 89 because obviously the score was 3-1 Barcelona, but Madrid opened scoring within the first few seconds of the game.
Yeah.
And but after that it was all them and all passing and sorry defending, sorry passing and solid finishing. So Puyol is there at 87. Absolute monstrous defender and one of the best you can get. One of the best you could get already in pass threats.
Oh, he's already brilliant, yeah.
Every time he's in form, he's one of the guys to get to complete any team you are building.
Absolutely. He's not the only Barcelona player in this team either, but we'll get on to that. Let's have a look at this chap.
Didn't we already look at it? Wah. So
Let's have a look at this chap.
That is why we give you the ability to click away to skip parts because Rom is traveling.
Because I'm going to mess up. Let's have a look at it. No, let's not look at that chap again. We would just be repeating ourselves. Let's look at this one.
And again, so that is Nani.
No, it's not. It's Almeida de Cunha.
So it's actually, hey, I like telling little stories. So when we decide in forms, we need to find them in our database. And basically, we change the database value, make a new version out for a week, right? So, but when you do a search, you need to search by the name, right? You don't know by heart his ID unless you're one of our forum followers who knows them by heart. It's like, hey, JP Flathead. However, so then you need kind of to know the full name. You need to either have it in another database and basically so every single Brazilian, Portuguese, and some Spanish players that have assumed names or like preferred names.
Yeah.
It's quite tough to it takes a bit of research. I end up on Wikipedia sometimes.
Do you indeed? Well, look, his name is Nani. Everyone knows that. Anyway, he obviously had a very good game at the weekend, and
that's a win. I mean, following the crazy defeats in Basel.
Yeah. He brought Man United back to life and himself back to life. He actually hadn't scored for a little while, had he? So he's back on the score sheet, and that's probably. As is Rooney, of course, and that's possibly worrying for everyone else in the Premier League.
Yeah, so pace and dribbling are strong points of Nani, and his shooting is increased as well. For his information, so note here is a left wing. So what we're looking at here is kind of an in progress version of our team of the week, and some of the actual position changes we haven't made yet. So you will see him if you find him in packs for this team of the week as a left midfield.
Okay.
Not left wing.
So make a note of that. Don't and don't listen to us. I'm making a note. There we go.
I wrote that down.
I'm going to click on the right person this time. It is another star performer from the weekend, Matty Etherington.
Etherington, yes. Yep. Does he play for the national team? I don't even know, actually.
No.
He doesn't.
Basically, is the answer to that. No, not really. And,
because
maybe he should.
Well, I look at his stats and I think...
Stats, you say? Let's have a look.
I think that should be just I think that should be a criteria for selecting real players in national teams. Their stats in Ultimate Team, especially of the informed versions, because look at that pace.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was when I started my FIFA 12 career mode campaign. He was the first guy I brought into the Liverpool squad. Nice. I think he's brilliant, and he's very enjoyable to play with in the game as well, I think. Anyway, yes.
And it was a win over Tottenham, or basically Tottenham has been flying very high since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And so it's a great win for Stoke.
It was, and as a Liverpool fan, quite pleasing, especially amongst the other results this weekend, which weren't...
Yeah, the other Clasico in form here that we have is Barcelona's Busquets. So you might ask yourself, why no Iniesta? Well, because we had him in our happy hour. So that little event that we have in FAT, so it was this past Monday, we just right after the weekend, we just received a special 93 rated Iniesta just for 2 hours during the day.
Yes, that got people excited.
It did, but we decided to not put him in Team of the Week because he was already featured there. So that's why Iniesta is not there. And so Busquets, another defensive mind player. So, same argument as Puyol. You built from a great defense, and that's where it all started for Barcelona.
Indeed, 86 rating on the defence there, so that's good for him. So did you notice how I just made my words longer then to try and give me time to do this?
That was a weird transition. Let's not do that again.
Yeah, we shouldn't do that anymore.
No.
Vaughn.
Yes, Danilinho is his name. And so he played. So we were discussing that before. He played for the final of the Apertura, which is kind of the half of the story for the Mexican league and most of the South American leagues. But still, it's a win. It's I'm not sure how official that title is. I'll be honest. As in, do you get an Apertura and Clausura trophy? This is not something.
They got a trophy. I know that much because we put a photo of that trophy on our Facebook page yesterday.
Nice.
We've got a lot of people from Mexico on our Facebook page, and we thought we'd give them a photo to look at, and they liked it a lot.
Let's look at his stats.
You saying I should not waffle anymore?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah. Another pacey player here, right there, who will give trouble to most, Spanish defenses if you're playing a Spanish team. And again, as I said, it's in progress version of our Team of the Week. So you see right midfield here. What we mean is center attacking midfield, really. That's how it's going to be released. There we go.
Cool.
From Tigres. Arr! Oh, hey, we use a links for Tigres. No, you can click on links, but the team is Tigres. So between a tiger and the lynx, I don't know how that's going to work because I don't think. I don't think felines are going to live together really well. I do not think so.
And the tiger, right? I get. Wow. Yeah, I can hear bells ringing in the distance.
Let's continue.
There's
like a cricket in the background.
There's tumbleweed whistling across the meeting room here. Anyway.
So Mr. Giampaolo Pazzini.
Yes, he's obviously had a good time and stuff.
Good game for Inter. He played really well. Inter hasn't been doing too good at all this season, like not good at all. So he's one of the more recent kind of players who joined along with Forlan, and so he did score. He did have great activity on the field, and there you go, great stats. He's Mr. Header in our game, 90 heading. That's pretty cool.
That is a very high stat. So he's basically rewarded for what was a very workmanlike performance in Inter's last game. Let's move on to this fella.
Lukas Podolski.
Yeah. The first German up front.
Yeah. Der Erste Deutscher. And yes. He will be playing as a striker. By the way, it's a CF here again. In progress version, but Podolski, is he hasn't had the nicest time in Bayern Munich, and he plays for Köln. I think he was stripped of the captaincy, and kind of trying to get him to focus on scoring goals,
which he now is. It would appear.
Yes, which he did, and it's all the better for Cologne.
Indeed.
FC Köln. And obviously there's a bit of a story here because we have his compadre, his Mannschaftsfreund.
Is that
his friend from national team?
I
mean team in German.
Does it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Echt. So he's good buddy from the national team. So Klose had kind of the same story where he couldn't reach the success in club that he was getting with the German team, and you see both those two guys in the past few big competitions of Germany, and they've been fantastic. They just score for the country like there's no tomorrow.
They do.
It's great.
Yeah.
And so and this weekend happened to score both for club as well. And so Klose made an interesting move moving to Italy, to Lazio. Lazio kind of in a bit of a rebuilding mode, and it seems to be working fine for them this season. They lost a few players, and they gained guys like him, experienced.
Yeah.
And but that's 2 goals and an assist later for this game. I think they're pretty happy of that of the result.
Indeed. So that's 2 Germans up at the front of the team of the week, and between them 3 goals and 3 assists in their last game. So that can't be bad, can it?
Finally performing for club and country. That's great.
Yeah.
Good story.
Now let's just rattle through these these substitutes here. We've got Fraser Forster in there.
Who plays for Celtic, had a last-minute penalty save. Whoa, talk about the great time to make a good save.
Yes.
So a top silver player. So anyone playing with a Scottish team, so with a Celtic team, silver team will be happy to have him there.
And another top silver player.
Yes, who plays for Augsburg in Germany, Sanko.
Almost perfect performance at the back, it says here on our piece of paper.
Yep.
So we'll just believe that and move on, shall we?
Absolutely. We get a Valenciennes player. I guess the only French player we have in the team. He scored the winning goal against. So Valenciennes doing,
Really?
Just like
Is that how they're doing?
Yeah.
Right.
But they beat high-flying Montpellier. So Montpellier are the leaders, surprising leaders of the.
Yeah.
And so he scored, had a great game, and now Montpellier and Paris are kind of neck and neck in French league. It's kind of fun.
Okay, and now we've got a guy that you're going to say the name
Who's
of.
gonna say the name? Marek Stiechuk. Dienchuk.
Hat-trick wonder kid, anyway.
And he plays in Poland.
Yes, indeed. He plays in Poland, and when he does, he scores hat-tricks. And that means that he gets to go in the Team of the Week.
There you go.
On
And
the subs
he's played
bench.
football for a while, so there might be the only time he's going to be Team of the Week. Well, welcome.
Yeah, well,
So there's a lot of goals coming from that guy. Bas Dost.
yes.
Plays for Herenveen. And I think we got him almost a 20-point increase in shooting because he scored 5 goals.
5 got. Why
Five.
is it?
Fünf.
Why is he
Cinq.
not in the main Team of the Week?
Cinque. So
5 goals.
we do base. It's a good question. We do base kind of the first team versus sub decision on quality of the players. Like if you had that team, all these players, you would likely put the 85 rated in there.
Okay.
Big performance for a bigger club as well, but his increase is pretty massive, nonetheless. And he's going to be a fun player to use.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, well done.
Another
5 goals
striker.
away from home, in fact, as well.
Yeah.
So good work.
Marco
And
Pantelic, still alive.
it's still going.
Plays in Greece right now, and yeah, he had 4 goals. Yes.
So not quite as good as him. So and they're next to each other, where they can talk about the relative merits of their
they
9-goal
can
haul. What did you think about my 4 goals? Well, I scored 5. So anyway,
I think it's time for some Austrian inform. Yes. So we got a hat trick here from Sturm Graz, which happens to be the team of one of our producers here, Marcel Kuhn, for those who know him.
Indeed, yes. Yeah.
And yeah, great scoring performance as well. Roman Kienast. And so there you go.
What? Yeah, he got a hat trick as well. So
Kienast.
well done. What do you think of my hat trick? Oh, I scored 4. I win. I got 5. Anyway.
Nice, good conversation
Did you like that?
between virtual items. That's how I think they talk about.
They've got to do something when they're sitting in there.
Maybe.
It must be boring.
Yes.
No? I mean, look, they're just hidden most of the time.
And we can't even see
You can
them.
only see our numbers.
So there you go with Team of the Week and this weird ending where players end up talking.
Yeah.
The voices inside our heads that we need to talk above to make ourselves heard. Right? And so hopefully you'll find it good. So, a mix of classical Manchester United resurgence and German domination, with German national team domination up front
Indeed.
for you guys. And up for a week, and you'll find them in any pack that contains, if you're looking for a gold player, find them in any pack that contains gold. And if you want the silver informs, well, you better shot this at opening silver packs.
Indeed. So
Obviously.
good luck, everybody. And we'll see you next week.
And we'll talk to you guys next week for another vast.
A FIFA Ultimate Team vast.
Bye.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.